Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing great. Everybody is doing amazing. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today we are going to learn synthesis of sentences. A very important topic, comes a lot in examinations too. So we are going to understand everything about this topic. Okay. So let us understand, what does synthesis of sentences mean? Guys, synthesis of sentences basically means to change two or more sentences into one. Okay. Now that could be a simple sentence, a compound sentence, and a complex sentence. That doesn't matter. It could be any of these sentences. The point is we have to change two or more sentences into one, and the meaning should be the same. That's all we have to remember. That's all we have to understand. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that we will be using to change these sentences into one sentence. What are these things? Before we talk about them, if you're watching English with Ashish for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon. By doing that, you will ensure that every single time I publish a lesson, you get notified. You can watch it right away. If you do not know me, I make English lessons in detail. All right. Okay, now let us talk about these things that we will be using to change two or more sentences into one. We have conjunctions. We will be using conjunctions, coordinating and subordinating. We will be using participial phrases, phrases that start with a participle. That could be a present participle, a verb form ending with ing, or a past participle, third form of a verb that works as an adjective. We will be using infinitive phrases, right? Phrases that start with an infinitive to plus first form of a verb, right? We will be using appositives, simply a word or a phrase, right? An appositive is basically a word or a group of words that gives a new name to a noun that sits next to it, right? And we will be using absolute phrases. These phrases modify a complete sentence. I love these phrases. And we will also be using modifying phrases. These phrases will be working as adverbs. So these are the things that we will be using to change two or more sentences into one. Okay, let us start with the first type, using conjunctions. And we will be using coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. We have 7 coordinating conjunctions. That's 5, that's not 7. That's 7. So we will be using coordinating conjunctions, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. 7 coordinating conjunctions we have in English. And we will be using subordinating conjunctions. We have a lot. I mean a lot of subordinating conjunctions. Right. Look at these examples. I want to buy that car. I don't have the money. She stopped talking to people. Her boyfriend broke up with her. Max was excellent in studies. He failed the final exams. Now, in all these 3 examples, we have 2 sentences, 2 separate, 2 simple, independent sentences. Let's change them into one, and the meaning should be intact, should not change. Let's do it. I want to buy that car, but, man, I want to buy that car, but I don't have the money. Since there is a relation between these 2 sentences, we are joining them together. We are bringing them together using a coordinating conjunction, which is but. And guys, that is exactly why we are using a comma before the conjunction. Whenever we use coordinating conjunctions, whenever we add sentences, add 2 independent clauses using a coordinating conjunction, we use a comma before the conjunction. I want to buy that car, comma, but I don't have the money. Second example. She stopped talking to people as her boyfriend broke up with her. Reason, as her boyfriend broke up with her. As is the subordinating conjunction. Okay. The independent clause is coming first and then the dependent clause is coming. And that is why we're not using a comma. Right. She stopped talking to people for her boyfriend broke up with her. For is a coordinating conjunction, guys. Right. And that is why we're using a comma. So the first example is a complex sentence. She stopped talking to people. Independent, as her boyfriend broke up with her. Dependent, so we have a complex sentence. But the second one, she stopped talking to people for her boyfriend broke up with her. This is a compound sentence. We have 2 independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction for. Okay. Third example. Max was excellent in studies. He failed the final exams. Do we have any relation between these two sentences? Yes, we do. Uh, the second one is contradicting the first one. When you are excellent at something, you are supposed to excel in that particular area, right? You're not supposed to fail. But that's exactly what happened here. Max was excellent in studies, yet he failed the final exams. Not supposed to happen, happened. Yet is a coordinating conjunction, so we have a compound sentence. Again, two sentences changed into one. How did we do it? We used conjunctions, subordinating and coordinating. All right. So that's the first way to do it. Let's look at the second way, using participle phrases. Now, if you guys do not know what participle phrases are, let me just tell you. Participle phrases are phrases, that means a group of words that do not have the subject verb combination, right? These phrases start with a participle, that could be a present participle or a past participle, right? And this entire phrase works as an adjective, modifies the subject of a sentence. Okay, that's what participle phrases are for you. Look at the examples. He finished the work. He went outside to play with his friends. The teacher got angry. He left the class. I was frustrated with the company. I quit. So again, we've got two sentences in each of these examples. Let's change them using participle phrases. Let's do it. Example number one. Let me get some water. Yeah, example number one. He finished the work. He went outside to play with his friends. Okay. What happened first? He finished the work first, then he went outside to play with his friends. And the subject of both these sentences is the same, he. When such is the case, when you have two sentences with the same subject and you have two actions where one happened first and then happened the second action, you can change the first action into a participle phrase. Look at the example. Finishing the work, present participle phrase, starting with the present participle finishing. Finishing the work, he went outside to play with his friends. Second example, the teacher got angry, he left the class. What happened first? Teacher got angry first. Getting angry, the teacher left the class. Getting angry, present participle phrase. The teacher getting angry left the class. Giving information about the subject of the sentence, the teacher. Okay, now we have a simple sentence. That's not a compound or a complex sentence. It's a simple sentence. Getting angry is a phrase, is a participle phrase. And we know we can have phrases in a simple sentence, and that's exactly what we're having here. We have a participle phrase in a simple sentence. Change two sentences into one sentence. Third example, I was frustrated with the company, I quit. What happened first? I was frustrated. Okay. Then happened the second action, I quit. So I'll say frustrated with the company. That's the past participle phrase. Frustrated is the past participle. Frustrated with the company. I frustrated with the company, quit. Giving information about the subject of the sentence. I frustrated with the company, quit. So that's how we change two sentences into one sentence, one simple sentence, when such is the structure, when such is the case. Okay. But guys, you have to make sure the subject of both the sentences is the same. If that is not the case, do not employ participle phrases. You will be having a dangling modifier in that case. Let me just get some water. Don't do that. Okay. Very thirsty I am. So look at this example. The teacher entered the class. Everyone got silent. So we've got two sentences here, right? Number one, the teacher entered the class. What is the subject? The teacher. Everyone got silent. What is the subject? Everyone. So we've got two different subjects, the teacher and everyone. Now, if we say entering the class, everyone got silent. Is everyone entering the class? No, that's not what's happening. The teacher entered the class, right? So it's a case of a dangling modifier. The participle phrase doesn't have the subject here. The teacher is not there. So don't do that. If both the sentences have the same subject and one action happened first and then the other, you can use a participle phrase in place of the first action. but just don't do it when both sentences have different subjects. Okay, so that is the second way to do it. Third way, using infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrases, sweating very badly. Okay, what are infinitive phrases? These are phrases that start with an infinitive, to plus base form of a verb, first form of a verb. This infinitive phrase can work as a noun, an adjective, and also as an adverb. Okay, look at these two examples. He's working very hard, he needs money. Two sentences. He wanted to talk to Jimmy. We wanted to talk to Jimmy. We went to his place. Let's change that. He is working very hard to earn money. Very simple. He's working very hard. Why is he working very hard? What is the reason? To earn money. That's the reason. He's working very hard to earn money. To earn money is the infinitive phrase. To earn is the infinitive. Money is the object of the infinitive. Simple. We wanted to talk to Jimmy. We went to his place. We went to his place. The reason we went to his place, to talk to him, to talk to Jimmy. So to talk to Jimmy, to talk to him is the infinitive phrase starting with the infinitive to talk. Simple. Next type, using appositives. I told you appositives are words or phrases that rename a noun, and that noun sits next to the appositive. It gives a new name to the noun. Look at these examples. He is my friend. His name is Max. He loves playing football. Three different sentences. Second example. That is John. He is a professional boxer. Okay. Let's change them. My friend Max loves playing football. Okay. He is my friend. What is his name? Max. So my friend Max. Max is renaming the subject my friend. Max is an appositive. My friend Max loves playing football. Kind of gives the same meaning, right? Second example. That is John. He is a professional boxer. That is John, a professional boxer. A professional boxer is an appositive phrase, a noun phrase that works as nothing but a noun, renames the noun John. That is John. What can we call him? A professional boxer. Okay, very simple. Next way, using absolute phrases. Absolute phrases. What are absolute phrases? These are amazing. I love them. Absolute phrases, guys, are phrases that modify a complete sentence, that actually give you beautiful scenery. All right, give you details about the sentence. And the reason why they're called phrases is because they don't have a finite verb in them. Okay. Examples. The teacher was absent. Students started playing in the class. We entered the haunted room. The walls were dark. The dogs were howling outside. His favorite movie was coming on TV. He did not go to school. Okay. So we've got two sentences in the first and the third example. And we've got three sentences in the second example. Let us change them into just one. Just one is enough. Let's do it. The teacher absent. Students started playing in the class. Now look at what just happened. The teacher absent. It's not a complete sentence, guys. It's a phrase, absolute phrase, giving us a cause of the main clause. The teacher absent, or the teacher being absent, what happened? Students started playing in the class. All we did it, we took out this beautiful finite verb was. That's all we did. Second example. We entered the haunting room. The walls were dark. The dogs were howling outside. We entered the howling room. What was the case? What was the scene? The walls dark. The dogs howling outside. And this, guys, is a simple sentence. Okay? Third example. His favorite movie was coming on TV. He did not go to school. His favorite movie coming on TV. His favorite movie, noun phrase, coming on TV. This is a participial phrase modifying the subject, his favorite movie. His favorite movie coming on TV. He did not go to school. This absolute phrase is a cause why the second action happened, why the main clause, why the complete sentence, why the independent clause happened. His favorite movie coming on TV, giving us a cause. he did not go to his school. Simple. That's why I love these phrases. So that is the fifth way to do it. Last way to do it, last way to change two or more sentences into one is using modifying phrases. Phrases that modify something in a sentence. Look at these examples. The match ended, they went to their places. We worked very hard, we failed. His father got into an accident. He heard the news, he started crying. Let's change them into one sentence. They went to their places after the match ended. It's nothing but a complex sentence. We've used a subordinating conjunction which is after. We can change it into a modifying phrase. After the match, they went to their places. Simple. After the match, they went to their places. We can also say they went to their places post the match. Okay, that will also be a modifying phrase, post the match. Second example. In spite of working very hard, we failed. We worked very hard, we failed, right? In spite of working very hard, we failed. Or even after working very hard, we failed. It was not supposed to happen, happened. In spite of working very hard, we failed. Okay, what to do? Next example. His father got into an accident. He heard the news, he started crying. Three different sentences. One sentence. On hearing the news of his father's accident, he started crying. On hearing the news of his father's accident, he started crying. Or after hearing the news of his father's accident, he started crying. So on hearing the news of his father's accident or after hearing the news of his father's accident, this is a modifying phrase. Quite a long but still a modifying phrase. Okay, that's modifying the main clause, he started crying. When did he start crying? After he heard the news of his father's accident. Got it? So guys, that's what synthesis of sentences are. I hope you've understood them. Now I have a task for you guys. On your screen are some examples, different sentences. What you guys have to do is you guys have to change them into one sentence. That could be a simple sentence, compound, complex, I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. That's up to you. Do that. Write the answers in the comment section below, right? If you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know. If you're watching this video for the first time, watching this channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Press that bell icon. What else? Nothing. I'll see you very soon. Till then, keep learning. Have fun. I love you all. Bye-bye.